And he said that her chicken was dry, real dry, which I think is the worst insult that anyone could ever have. Hi YouTube, Jessica here. During quarantine, I've spent a lot of time watching TV on any sort of streaming service, whether that's Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. And as much as I'm loving reveling in childhood nostalgia and watching some of my favorite shows, there are a couple of shows on Disney Plus in particular that aren't on the platform. I don't know if they'll be there in the near future or in the far future or at all. But here are 5 shows that I actually miss on Disney Plus, and let's see if you do too. Number 1, The Weekenders. So I love this show, and it's so random that Wayne Brady sang the theme song. It was incredibly soulful.
I'm living for the weekend.
But the main character was a guy named like Tino Tonatini, I think. And he and his 3 best friends all, talked about their adventures and misadventures during the weekend. So during the show, I think it only started Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So all of the adventures happened within, this window of time. There was only like 1 episode I can remember where it actually went into the weekend. It was like, what? It was really sweet. It was really cool. It was a very quote unquote like diverse cast of characters. So that's one show that I would love to be on Disney Plus. Number 2, American Dragon, Jake Long. So when I studied abroad in college, I was in Spain and I didn't really know how like VPNs or like any of that internet stuff worked in order to get, internet access from a particular place or like a location in the US. So whenever I would try to watch like something on, Xfinity or something like that, I couldn't. So I went on YouTube, and in Spain, and maybe they have it here in the US too, I haven't checked, they have all of the episodes of American Dragon Jake Long, and I like re-fell in love with the show when I was about 20, 21, because I was like, this show is actually really amazing. And the show was almost split up in 2 parts where the animation changed and Jake actually became like a little like lankier. It was weird. The Jonas Brothers sang the theme song, which automatically made me love it because I was in love with them throughout a lot of like my adolescent years. And that's something that I would like to see on Disney Plus. And I like to think it's popular enough that, hopefully that's something that's in the works. Number 3, In a Heartbeat. So In a Heartbeat was a very angsty, I feel like that's the word I used to describe my taste in television. It was very angsty, almost soap opera about these like Canadian teenage EMTs. Like it almost sounds like a Mad Lib of like, oh, what's the show going to be about? I don't know what his name is. He's a twin. He's really hot. He was in like the X-Men movies, but he was in the show, and though it was very, very dramatic where obviously the EMTs were like in love with each other. I'm not sure how many seasons existed of the show. All I remember is that it was on Disney Channel when I was about like 10, 11, maybe 12, and it came on Sunday nights. And I know that because I could never watch a full episode because my family always went to church that night. Number 4, the OG Bug Juice. I love Bug Juice. It made me want to like go to summer camp and like sleep outside and be one with nature. On Disney Plus, they actually have like a new iteration of Bug Juice, but I'm like, get that out of here, whatever. So the premise of Bug Juice, there's like a whole bunch of campers who go to Camp Wasiata. I don't even know where it is in the United States, but people go, they spend time. There's like campers and then junior campers, and then there were some campers who got old enough to like eventually become like staff. It was a reality TV show, and I think that is what really like sparks my interest in like, I love watching people just do really boring and mundane things, but it's on television, so it must be important. And something that's really funny is that someone that Mert and I went to grad school, I won't say his name because I feel like that's such a weird thing that people always bring up about him. But he was actually an OG Bug Juice, and when Mert and I realized it, Mert like sent him an email and was like, hey, I'm so sorry, I bet you know where this email is going, but just so you know, like obviously we love the show. And he was super gracious about it. And last but not least, Fillmore. So I'm not sure if Fillmore is the name of the school, if that's the name of the protagonist, who's like this little boy who's got glasses, he's black, he's a safety patrol. There was one part that ended up like becoming a meme, and it went viral like a couple of months ago, where he talks about how a girl that he had a crush on, he found out that she was like playing him, and I don't know what that means in like middle school terms.
You played me for a sucker, Penny. I'm not going out like that. Not for you. Not anymore.
And he said that her chicken was dry, real dry, which I think is the worst insult that anyone could ever have. So Fillmore is something that I hope one day will eventually be on Disney Plus, especially if we're going to be in quarantine for 2 more years. And here's a bonus that nobody asked for, but one movie that's not on Disney Plus is the Rodgers and Hammerstein's version of Cinderella.
For the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules.
My sisters and I actually had this on VHS growing up, so we would watch it essentially every Saturday. We knew the words to everything. We ended up like dissecting some of the costumes. Like, oh, do you see how everyone in the big ballroom has like a shade of like purple or green and blue, but then Brandy's dress is a different color. I really hope that eventually this will be on Disney Plus. I'm not sure the reason why, because, you know, a black queen and a white king obviously make a Filipino prince, and that's the America that I grew up loving. So there you have it. Those are just 5 shows that aren't on Disney Plus that I would absolutely love to be on Disney Plus. If there are any ways that you're reveling in nostalgia or anything that you're watching on your streaming platforms, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe them, because chances are I'm either watching them or I absolutely will watch them. See ya!